文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと、待てよ、あれ？これってクライスラー？
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu Super Strength Cream.
I've used Blue Emu for over 10 years. I love it. Blue Emu, made with real emu oil. It gets down deep to soothe my muscles and joints.
And it's odor-free, non-greasy, and sure gives me fast-acting comfort.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Nice catch. Blue Emu. It works fast.
And you won't stink.
It's here. New Fancy Feast broths with chicken. Silky smooth or creamy broths. Now with the real chicken she loves. Never any byproducts or fillers. Being a cat just got more enjoyable. Fancy Feast broths with chicken.
Hey everybody, I'm Julianne Hough. When your face is broken out and nothing you try is working, you feel out of control. I know I did. But now, there's an exciting breakthrough from America's #1 acne brand. It's called Proactive Plus. What does the plus mean? It means more. More medicine that now works even faster, and more skin-loving ingredients to visibly address dark marks, oily shine, redness, and enlarged pores, giving you skin that's not only clear, but bright, beautiful, and younger looking too.
Introducing Proactive Plus, our breakthrough combination of smarter acne medicine plus ultra-perfecting skincare. The results will amaze you.
The results were crazy incredible. My skin was getting brighter, my breakouts were clearing up. I don't think my skin has ever looked this good.
It's the best Proactive ever, and the buzz is off the charts.
I love Proactive Plus. My pores look smaller now, way smaller, and my skin feels velvety, smooth, and moisturized.
Proactive Plus gives you one solution, so many amazing results. Acne medicine and skincare this good could cost over $200. But call now and get Proactive Plus not for $200, not $100, but for the special introductory price of just $19.95. And if you order now, you get free shipping.
You deserve to feel confident with skin that's more beautiful than you ever dreamed possible. And now you can with Proactive Plus.
Act fast and call 1-800-382-0753 to receive a deluxe trio. They're the doctor's special extras for gorgeous skin. Yours free. Imagine all this, a $105 value for the limited introductory price of just $19.95.
Proactive Plus really is awesome. It really does work.
Guaranteed to give you clear, flawless-looking skin or your money back. Call 1-800-382-0753 now.
And welcome back to AMHQ, 42 minutes past the hour. A live look at Los Angeles this morning. You are expecting a high today of only 60 degrees. Yes, the clouds are around, and we want to show you a live view. And you can see for yourself 59 degrees, cloudy skies out there. As we look ahead for Los Angeles, your temperatures stay cool all the way through Thursday. Look at that. You're going to be dealing with a mix of sun and clouds Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Just a couple of kind of not so pretty days out there. But the real threat is actually going to be the rip currents. We're going to be looking at some of these waves right around 6 to 8 feet. So those beaches that are south and west facing, those are going to be the areas that we're going to look at the greatest danger for the rip currents out there. So it's not just going to be the southeast. We're also talking about parts of the southwest as well. Sam, we'll send it back over to you in not so sunny Chicago right now.
Yeah, still getting our showers here, Jim. But since we've got those rip currents you just mentioned on the west coast and also the east coast, particularly that southeast coastline, to keep an eye on this week, we thought we'd take a moment with our brainstorm to show you just how those rip currents are formed. Rip currents are the deadliest threat at the beach, responsible for over 100 drownings in the U.S. every year. They are narrow, powerful currents of water flowing perpendicular to the beach. And they can vary in size, extending as far out as 1,200 feet from shore. And if you were trying to swim it, that's about 7 Olympic pool lengths. And sometimes they're as narrow as 50 feet wide. That's just half the width of New York's Fifth Avenue. They're formed by the pounding of a strong surf. Each day, an average of about 8,000 waves slam any typical beach. Over time, the impact of these waves can cause a rupture in the natural sandbar that protects the beach, gouging out a channel. Think about it. As the powerful waves rush on shore, that water has to go back out to sea. And in this case, it goes back out through the channel. That's a zone of water moving at over 5 miles an hour. That may not sound like much, but it's actually faster than an Olympic gold medal swimmer. As a result, in the United States alone, rip currents are responsible for about 30,000 ocean rescues every year and are 200 times deadlier than shark attacks. If you're caught in one, the best strategy is to first stay calm and then try to move parallel to the beach. Most problems occur when people stay in the rip and fight it, eventually tiring from the effort and unable to stay afloat. The good thing is, though, rip currents on average usually won't carry you much farther than about 300 feet. And once you're out of it, you can actually use the waves to help push you back to shore. You could find yourself safely back on shore within just a few minutes. Now, we've already had one fatality from rip currents in South Florida with this latest round, with this low developing and pounding off the shoreline there. And it might surprise you. You might think that tourists are most likely to get into trouble, but it can also be people who live in this area because they're used to the waters. They think they know the beaches so well. But when the water's as choppy as it is right now off the East Coast and also on the West Coast, it's not the water you're used to. Let's get now live to Mike Seidel, who's standing on the beach in Fort Lauderdale. And Mike, I know you've got some rough surf back there behind you. You've had some wind. We've had some heavy rain in South Florida, and it's going to continue.
It is. Today's one of those days where you need to stay out of the water even tomorrow. Of course, we don't have the sun. We've got clouds and occasional showers, even some thunderstorms. Well, look at the surf here. About 4, maybe 5 footers. It's choppy. It's churned up as far as the eye can see. And what you can see as I walk backwards towards the surf is how much sand we've lost. There's a big drop off here. At least 2, maybe some spots about 3 feet of sand. This has been an ongoing process since the weekend. Rip currents continue to be a big issue. Lifeguards now showing up for work. They're going to keep folks out of the water again today, except for the experience like kite surfers we saw yesterday. As far as the radar goes, we've got spotty showers across South Florida, north of us, south of us. There are a few lightning strikes out there. The bulk of the rain is off the coast northeast of us, and that's where it's been sitting most of the morning. So throughout the day today, we'll have some showers, maybe a thunderstorm, occasional downpours. Winds right here on the beach now sustained northeast at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Some of those squalls coming in will produce higher wind gusts. Remember, the northeast wind is an eroding wind. So the wind from this direction will continue to eat away at these beaches, and will have the same impacts all the way up the coast into the Carolinas during the rest of the week. That's it from Fort Lauderdale. Let's head back to Atlanta.
All right, thank you, Mike. Coming up next on AMHQ, playing with fire on the International Space Station sounds dangerous, but how astronauts made the perfect ball of flames.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. And vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't, to help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. It was a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come. Currently in our area, 74 degrees with rain and windy conditions. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 70. Chance of rain 60%. Wednesday, morning thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fact. When pharmacists are in pain, the medicine in Advil is their #1 choice for pain relief. More than the medicines in Tylenol or Aleve. Use the medicine that pharmacists use most for themselves. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
Carpools, conferences, microwave dinners. They blur one into the next. We lose ourselves in the fog of everyday life and drift away from what matters. But like a beacon in the night, it finds us. The light of more than 100 lighthouses burning through that fog and beckoning us back to what's real and true. This light shines for us all. This light is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
Let's do this. We start here. Pick up a few of those. Okay, a lot of those. Boom. Spring. Let's do this. 1 quart Vigoril annuals now 4 for just $10. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Our oath isn't an empty gesture. It's the heart and soul of Terminix Nation. The Terminix Ultimate Protection Guarantee. A vow that we kill every termite in your home. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminix.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
Nutrition Smart wants you to be smart with your nutrition. Save more this month with 20% off Thursdays. That's right, get 20% off store-wide every Thursday this month. Shop the latest in organic fruits and vegetables, the largest selection of vitamins and supplements, and a variety of natural health and beauty supplies. Be smart at Nutrition Smart. Opposite side from Publix next to ABC Liquors in Palm Beach Gardens. Nutrition Smart.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Good morning and welcome back to AMHQ. Just about 10 minutes before the top of the hour on this Tuesday, and we want to show you behind us, and now it's full screen, some of the coolest video
so cool
we've seen today. An experiment on the International Space Station. They're currently studying combustion in space.
Well, in a zero-G environment, the flame forms, get this, a near-perfect sphere. Now, researchers hope the test will help in the development of more efficient rocket engines. And, you know, I'm sure Jim Cantore is in the lab, but he is glued to the screen looking at. How cool is that, looking at that perfect sphere? Jim, you're going to talk
awesome.
more. I know, right?
That's absolutely awesome. And some of the stories we come up with, it's amazing. I'm still thinking about that 3D image of the child that we had on earlier that they made for a woman who's pregnant and blind. I mean, that's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And what a wonderful story. Pattern is full, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the main branch of the jet stream up and through here. We've got a little bit of a southern split that's weak here, and we have the subtropical jet down and through here that's got a nice trough in it, as you know, down across Florida that Michael Lowry's been talking about, aiding in the ventilation, the lungs, if you will, over that low pressure. Wow, I almost drew that perfectly. Not too nice work out of you, right? Putting that in there. Anyway, you can see this trough will be a key player as we head in toward the weekend. But let's see what this is going to do as we work our way through tomorrow. Notice a piece of that comes lifting out across Nebraska and Kansas. That's the lifting side of this disturbance. This is the sinking side. We'll have a dry line involved as well. So one thinks that we'll have some severe weather right in through here. We'll see what the outlook shows in just a moment. But then we'll wait for that big. Looks like we could actually have an outbreak of severe storms as we get into Saturday and Sunday. So for today, our Torcon numbers are 3. What I'm wondering, though, actually, let me use white here, is this little, what we call MCV, mesoscale convective system, or mesoscale convective vortex that's moving through Lubbock and Amarillo. I'm wondering how much that's going to pollute this environment today from getting more severe weather. It's not moving very, very quickly. There's a lot of cloud cover associated with it. Today looks interesting this afternoon. Even the model tends to want to get fewer and fewer in the storms. Tomorrow we watch that disturbance lift out like I showed you. You remember where the trough axis was? This is the hot spot. That's why the Torcon numbers are 3. Even down to central Kansas, so we're in Oklahoma where we have a 4 as well. 4 to 10 chance of a tornado within 50 miles. There's the sinking side of it. So the Panhandle gets a break tomorrow, but then we reload again as we work our way into Thursday. Dry line. Remember, the trough's developing out west now. It's starting to make the turn through California, and on Friday, it'll eventually start to make that turn and come on out for Saturday and Sunday. Now, the best news out of all of this is what's happening in this box right in through here. Remember the kind of drought that we have going on in some of these areas. I mean, you know, exceptional drought. We have Wichita Falls, Texas, for example. You have to go all the way back to 2011 in the month of October to see a 7-day period where Wichita Falls, Texas had over 4 inches of rain. They had 4.06 inches of rain during that period. We could actually get that starting today. Let's keep an eye on Wichita Falls. This would be great news for you. Now, the bad news is we dump out of this into Friday and Saturday. Here comes that bowling ball out of the plains. A lot stronger winds aloft. A lot of deep layer shear here. A lot of roll in altitude. Those rolls, as we talk about, get lifted into the updrafts. And now you've got the potential for tornadoes here. Both Saturday and Sunday, just positioned a little bit farther north. So, again, watch out. Texas up through Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, possibly South Dakota. Looks like a severe weather outbreak coming up, and this means a better chance of tornadoes this weekend as well. Okay, ladies, back to you.
All right, yeah, looks like higher Torcons out there for the weekend. All right, well, it's time now for some of the social picks, and let me tell you, social media has been alive. So much weather out there.
Yeah, especially if you're living in the South and parts where we've been tracking the ranges south of Chicago. But the first picture coming out of Dayton, Ohio, you had a beautiful morning today. I mean, look at this. Picture-perfect skies.
Beautiful.
And you're going to have a nice day.
Yeah, they are looking at a nice day out there. This is Dayton, Ohio, and Dayton, we try to give you the love all the time because our weather producer, Catherine Prosef, is from there. She spent the first 10 years of her life there.
No way. That's
a tidbit about tidbit.
That's our next picture, can we show? Oh, I love this picture because this is one way to measure the rain in Texas. Somebody used a wheelbarrow. It's also one way to not have, you know, that amount of water anywhere else in your yard.
Yeah, it gives you an idea.
Or something.
Yeah, I wonder how much water is in there. We need to ask Jim Cantore. He probably would know, like, how many gallons a wheelbarrow would hold. He would know that. All right, let's what else?
Our last picture is a before and after in New York at Letchworth State Park. Of course, on the left, you see the frozen waterfall and the snow, and on the right of your screen,
bitter memories of the cold.
I know, but we don't need to think about that. No. Just think about the right side of your screen.
All right. Weather Center Live coming up next with Jen Carfagno and Chris Warren.
We'll see you in the morning. Have an amazing day.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with rain and windy conditions. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 70. Chance of rain 60%. Wednesday, morning thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is what Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. A busy week already, and there is a lot more in store. We've got severe weather that's going to threaten several states in the coming days right into the weekend, and there is something in the Atlantic we are watching.
That's right, the tropical impacts. We're going to show you what's going on with something that we're watching and if it will develop into an early cyclone possibly in the next few days.
Yeah, could it get a name? That's the question. We are also watching the water for you. I mean, this is the time of year when people start going to the beaches, right? And there are many vacation spots that have a rip current risk starting today. So we'll let you know what you need to know before you get in the water and how to survive if you get caught in a rip current.
And storms for days, hail, flooding rain, winds, and possibly tornadoes all in store for several states this week. The timing plus an early look at Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot going on all the way through the end of the week into the weekend. But we start today with this possible cyclone developing in the Atlantic. So this cyclone, if it becomes something tropical or subtropical and gets a name, this would be something that we haven't seen in 3 years. We're going to talk more about this right now with Chris Warren and Michael Lowry. Guys.
Yeah, hurricane specialist Michael Lowry is here keeping an eye on this. And first, you have to see what do we have right now, and then the next question is, what's it going to become?
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of time to talk about this, so we really should start with what we're looking at right now, which is really just unsettled weather. You saw some pictures from Florida. It's sort of loosely tied to this whole system. It's a broad area of low pressure down there, very brisk easterly winds there against the coast is what's creating the rip currents. But it's this broad area of low pressure that's going to pull north and eventually, we think, form a surface area of low pressure. But this is what I'm watching right now. Okay, what we're looking for are pressure falls in this area, Chris, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of pressure falls quite yet. 1,020, 1,000, they haven't been falling. That's what we're looking for, a trend of that, and it hasn't happened yet, but we do think that's going to happen at some point, especially if you continue to get the showers and thunderstorms like you're getting there over parts of the Bahamas and South Florida.
But the forecast models, despite the fact that you don't see a lot right now, are picking up on something.
They are, and again, eventually we will get an area of low pressure. We are very confident with that. The question becomes, what happens to this area of low pressure? Does it become a tropical system? Does it stay non-tropical and just bring some winds and some rainfall to the coast? Or does it become subtropical, sort of merging the two? What we know is it's going to move north, at least initially, because of this high pressure. The ridge of high pressure off to the east, but the jet stream is going to kind of buckle up out west, and that's going to make this high pressure sort of curve in over the system. It's going to block it from going northward. Can't go north, it can't go east. It's going to sit over the Gulf Stream, and at that point, Thursday and Friday is when we think there's some possibility for tropical or subtropical development.
All right, hurricane specialist Michael Lowry, thank you. Let's go back to Jen.
So the southeast coast on alert for potentially some higher winds, some dangerous waves, and the rip currents as we track that potential low developing in the Atlantic. We've got meteorologist Mike Seidel in Fort Lauderdale this morning. And Mike, of course, monitoring what's happening out there, what will develop in the next 24 hours perhaps. But for you right now, that east wind really kicking up the surf.
Yeah, that east-northeast wind. We've had this since the weekend. We've lost a lot of beach now. I'll walk back towards the surf. Boy, this water temperature is just delightful. Almost 80 degrees after a record warm April. And look at the big drop-off here. So that's one impact. The other impact, the rip currents. Nobody should be in the water today. Lifeguards are in their stands here in Lauderdale, but they got the red flags flying, and the best thing to do is stay out of the water. And that's what everybody did yesterday, except for those experienced kite surfers. There's your rip current risk up. High risk from the Palm Beaches all the way down to Homestead, southern Miami-Dade County. All these beaches with that rip current risk remaining high today. They may continue that certainly into tomorrow. As far as rain goes, we had a really good thunderstorm roll through here between 4 and 5 this morning. The nearby Fort Lauderdale Airport picked up just under ½ an inch of rain. Miami International's had about 0.2 of an inch of rain. And Jen, as you well know, down here, just about everybody so far in 2015 is running a rainfall deficit.
It's been dry. It's been warm and dry in Florida, Mike, here. I've got some stats to share. You know, we have been looking at one of the warmest, if not the warmest, April on record for a number of cities in Central and South Florida. Daytona Beach, Melbourne, Vero Beach, all the hottest on record. Second hottest April on record for Orlando. And there's other cities in the mix as well. And it's been running dry as well. So we do have somewhat of a drought situation going on for some folks here in South Florida. Abnormally dry in the yellow, and that includes Fort Lauderdale where Mike is. But we have that that moderate drought south of there. So, Mike, the rainfall that we're going to get in the coming days, whether it's just general thunderstorms or associated with that area of low pressure, it's actually kind of good news, right?
It is. It'll be widely scattered. You may get a downpour, and then some of you may not get an inch of rain. But you head down to the Everglades, they're dry down there. Over in Naples, southwest Florida, they've had a little over 5 inches of rain so far this season, or this year, calendar year, and they're down almost 50%. And remember, we had some fires in Miami-Dade County back in April. It was hot. The Everglades hit 100 one day. Here in Lauderdale, mid-90s. That's why this water is already warm enough for me and for you, Jen, maybe not for the locals.
No, you're right, Mike, here. About 78, 79 is my threshold, so I would definitely go in. Mike Seidel, thank you. We're going to keep checking back with him as well. You really see that surf kicking up there today. And to change gears a bit and talk about the other concern we have for folks out there, there's a severe weather risk today, again, across the plains. Yesterday, tremendous rain with thunderstorms. We saw fire in New Mexico and Texas. Same areas again today. Amarillo, you're going to be picking up some showers and possible storms throughout the day. And, you know, yesterday there were spots in West Texas that saw over 5 or 6 inches of rainfall. Today, the same areas are under the gun for thunderstorms, and we also have the risk for severe weather. Now, heavy rain, I think, is going to be one of the biggest threats, but hail, large damaging hail, and also gusty winds are concerned. There is also a tornado risk again today. And like yesterday, it's about a 3 on the Torcon. So in the Texas Panhandle and down up into Oklahoma, it's a 30% risk of tornadoes forming within a 50-mile radius of those points. Here's how it's going to play out today. We've already been watching some strong storms move through the Lubbock area this morning. There'll be more through today. More moisture pumping into this area that already has plenty of moisture in place. So heavy rainfall with any of the storms, too much at once, is going to be a concern. Oklahoma City, we've got more rain coming back into our area. And here's the look, and not just today and the stormy forecast, but the entire week. We've got thunderstorms every single day, and believe it or not, the weekend looks even more active than what we are dealing with today and tomorrow.
And some of these storms could be very strong.
Yeah, could be strong, it could be severe, and also we'll certainly have some heavy rainfall. Well, today actually is not just it. We've got a multi-day severe weather threat.
Today's the day. More and more people with type 2 diabetes are learning about long-acting Levemir.
As my diabetes changed, it got harder to control my blood sugar. Today, I'm asking about Levemir.
Levemir is an injectable insulin that can give you blood sugar control for up to 24 hours. And Levemir helps lower your A1C. Levemir lasts 42 days without refrigeration. That's 50% longer than Lantus, which lasts 28 days. Levemir comes in FlexTouch, the latest in insulin pen technology from Novo Nordisk.
Levemir is a long-acting insulin used to control high blood sugar in adults and children with diabetes and is not recommended to treat diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not use Levemir if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause symptoms such as sweating, shakiness, confusion, and headache. Severe low blood sugar can be serious and life-threatening. Ask your doctor about alcohol use, operating machinery, or driving. Other possible side effects include injection site reactions. Tell your doctor about all medicines you take and all of your medical conditions. Check your blood sugar. Your insulin dose should not be changed without asking your doctor. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, sweating, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion.
Today's the day to ask about Levemir FlexTouch. Covered by most health insurance and Medicare plans.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. And then it was silent.
This was it.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with rain and windy conditions. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 70. Chance of rain 60%. Morning thunderstorms, high 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow morning, severe storms ramping up. We'll track the disturbance across the central and southern plains, bringing a tornado threat on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5, only on the Weather Channel.
Look like this, feel like this. Look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
I've been the same shade of red for many years. It's time to change it up. Hello, Golden Blonde.
Shift a shade with Nice and Easy for natural-looking color.
I don't know if blonde has more fun, but I plan to find out.
This allergy season, will you be a sound sleeper or a mouth breather? A mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and shut your mouth. Allergy medicines open your nose over time, but add a Breathe Right strip and pow, it instantly opens your nose up to 38% more, so you can breathe and sleep. Add Breathe Right to your allergy medicine, shut your mouth, and sleep right. Breathe Right. And look for the calming scent of Breathe Right lavender in the sleep aisle.
Oh, look at this. This was hail covering the streets of Mentone, Texas. The size of that, that'll cause some dents on your cars there. And you saw that hail covering the streets. Hail is ice, right? So it's very slippery for driving. I see folks all the time slide off the roads on hail. And you can hear it coming down there. Oh, what a mess yesterday with hail reports coming out of West Texas. Golf ball size hail along a stretch of U.S. Highway 285. And we are going to be looking for that same threat again, not just today, but tomorrow and right into the weekend. Dallas, Texas. So we escaped a lot of the active weather yesterday, but we will not today. We bring the storms into our area by this afternoon, and we keep the storm threat today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. Looks like a very busy day. Sunday, too, actually, we could tack it on here to the list. So here's how it's going to pan out for tomorrow. We keep on watching a lot of the same areas under the gun for severe weather, from Texas into Oklahoma, right up into Nebraska and Kansas. And we're going to be watching for mainly the threat for damaging winds and hail. But the tornado risk, certainly by the weekend, is going to be going up. But even for you today into tomorrow, we've got 3s out there. And tomorrow it's a 3 in Nebraska. Down into Kansas, it's a 4. And we also are looking at Texas with a 3 on the Torcon. So that tornado potential is there. This is May, and this is the month here where we do see typically a lot of tornado reports. It's our busiest month of the year. So we certainly watch for thunderstorm activity to become more active. And as we look at the situation setting up here, a lot of the typical ingredients are in place. By the time we get into later this week, we've got our dry line as one of the triggers for thunderstorms, lifting up that warm, moist air. We are going to be watching for some upper level energy as well. So things coming together by Wednesday, Thursday. Look at the risk area. A lot of the same spots. Oklahoma City, Wichita, you're in it again. San Angelo, Texas, for about the 4th day in a row, you will be in the risk for severe weather again. And we look at the Thursday Torcon. The numbers are about the same. We've got 3s out there again in parts of western Oklahoma and central Texas, some of the same areas that we're watching. Around Kansas City for us, today's our 1-day break, but then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into the weekend, we are watching for thunderstorms. Chris.
And Jen, another threat we're watching, all the rain, flooding coming down. Dangerous flooding like this seen here in Lubbock, Texas yesterday. In addition to the dangerous travel conditions, some people, well, running red lights, it looks like. Some people were forced to evacuate their homes because of the rising water. It's a dangerous situation to be on the roads when you're dealing with this kind of flooding, especially when people are running red lights, too. Here's a look at where we're going to see some more of those storms. Minneapolis. So we're looking at a big area across the country with the chance for some storms tomorrow, and then again on Thursday, chance for storms, highs right around 80 degrees. Still have that moisture in place coming all the way up from the Gulf of Mexico. So you have that humid air, and that's also going to lead to quite a bit of rain as well. With this frontal boundary right here, this warm front coming up, there will be some storms that we are expecting, and at times there will be some of that heavier rain associated with some of these thunderstorms. So here's a look at that zone here. It does get into just about where the Twin Cities are today, but not quite. Looks like a bigger threat moving into the day. Tomorrow, Chicago, you've been in the rain today, and through Friday, we're going to be dealing with some of that heavy rain at times, especially when we're talking about storm after storm in Oklahoma. But a lot of green on the map, expecting to see in most places under an inch. But some spots where you get some of the heavier thunderstorms, some of the heavier rain that comes down, 1 to 2 inches of possibility in some of the few areas, 2 to 3. This is a look at the forecast now for Chicago. Conditions will improve as far as drying out tomorrow, 78 degrees, and then a little bit warmer, Jen, on Thursday. Sunshine, mid-80s for Chicago.
Well, Chris, that looks like a great forecast, right, to wrap up the week, but will it last for the weekend? So up next, more on this week's multi-day threat of severe weather, including where the risk will continue into the weekend. That story coming up next when we come back right here on Weather Center Live.
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu.
Oh, I've used Blue Emu for over 10 years. I love their odor-free Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray.
Me too. It's got an active ingredient to relieve my muscle aches and joint pains.
And soothing emu oil for those hard-to-reach places.
I knew you was a winner.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Blue Emu, it works fast.
And you won't stink.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
Look like this, feel like this. Look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
Hi.
Hi, we're here to look at a Camry.
We just came from a birthday party. Oh, let me get you a new one.
Those Camrys are so reliable.
Yeah.
And you gotta love that bold new styling. Here you go.
Whoa.
Wow.
Those balloon towers don't make themselves.
During Toyota time, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a bold 2015 Camry. Offer ends June 1st. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
Now you both have Camrys.
Yeah.
Toyota, let's go places.
It's here. New Fancy Feast broths with chicken. Silky smooth or creamy broths. Now with the real chicken she loves. Never any byproducts or fillers. Being a cat just got more enjoyable. Fancy Feast broths with chicken.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Behavioral Health of the Palm Beaches Recovery Center for Men provides quality, evidence-based treatment to men battling addiction. Offering medical detox, expert counseling from licensed clinical therapists, and activity-based therapies, we help men overcome their addiction and rebuild their lives. We understand the unique substance abuse issues that men face and are ready to help you take your life back. Visit rehabformen.com to get your fresh start.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
Tomorrow morning, severe storms ramping up. We'll track the disturbance across the central and southern plains, bringing a tornado threat on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with rain and windy conditions. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 70. Chance of rain 60%. Wednesday, morning thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thanks for staying with us on Weather Center Live. This is a look at Oklahoma City on the left. Right now, 66 degrees, and this is not a mistake. This is the forecast for Oklahoma City each and every single day between now and including Mother's Day. A chance for some thunderstorms. Heavy rain a possibility, and some of these storms will be strong too. So just heads up and be ready for a pretty persistent pattern with that storm threat. So as we look, jumping ahead now, we want to go ahead and get you ready for the weekend. If your plans do include taking mom out on Sunday, we are going to be dealing with that chance for some storms. Here's a look at the Saturday forecast for you. Spotty damaging winds going to be an issue. Also some hail. We can't rule out tornadoes in some of these areas as well. But this red area right here, you can see this. That's where there's the greatest threat for some of these stronger storms. And right in the middle, right there, Oklahoma City once again in it. So here's a look at Saturday's TORCON, the Tornado Condition Index, 4 out of 10 in southeast Colorado and western Kansas, a 4 out of 10 in western Oklahoma and western Texas. Again, this is of any point within there's a 40% chance, or in this case, a 30% chance of a tornado within a 50-mile radius of any point there in central Oklahoma and central Texas. Again, we're looking at the Saturday forecast. Now what we're going to do is take a look at Sunday and the possibility for more storms in some of the same areas. So on Mother's Day, you're still going to have that chance for some storms around Oklahoma City, but now also into Tulsa, Kansas City, St. Louis. You're in the mix for some of the strong storms, and even some storms all the way into the Northeast, where we'll be dealing with some of these storms firing, and there is, again, a tornado threat for Sunday, a 4 out of 10, so a 40% chance in a lot of these locations to the north, a little bit farther to the south, 3 out of 10, and then in parts of Texas, where there will be day after day of some storms possibly firing here in eastern Oklahoma and central Texas again on Sunday. Jen?
All right, Chris, the other story still in the headlines right now is what could be happening in the Atlantic, right off the southeastern coast. So there is the chance that we will see something that we have not seen in 3 years, which is either a tropical or subtropical storm, the kind that gets a name, forming in May. June 1st, the official start to hurricane season. So this would be a preseason kind of deal. This is the area that we are watching. There is nothing that is developed or resembles a low pressure right now. However, the models have been hinting at this since last week, and it looks like there will be some kind of cyclone, whether it's just a regular non-tropical cyclone or a subtropical or tropical. That's what we need to figure out in the coming days. Hurricane Center just put out their latest update. They are looking at a now 40% chance of something forming within this area. And because there is that chance of tropical versus non-tropical versus subtropical, we thought we'd break down what these all are and what the difference is. Non-tropical is the kind that we see all year around, right? And especially in the winter, you notice these non-tropical areas of low pressure, the true low pressure system that we talk about, fueled by the clash of warm and cold air. Now, when you start getting into subtropical and tropical, now all of a sudden the warm water starts to really become important as one of the fuels for creating and getting that low pressure system to continue to develop and strengthen. So subtropical, it's a little bit of both, fueled by warm, cold air and heat from the warm ocean. But then when you talk about a tropical low, it's all about the heat and the moisture from the warm ocean water temperatures, which right now, by the way, off the southeastern coast, those water temperatures are running above average. Is this rare? It doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. This is a look at decade by decade how many systems, either tropical or some kind of hybrid, have formed before June the 1st. And certainly it has happened here every single decade. The last time, though, for us, it has been back into 2012. So it's been about 3 years. We'll talk more about coming up here about talking to an aerial reconnaissance weather officer with the Air Force about the hurricane hunters up next and what they are going to look at.
Unbelievable. Toenail fungus? Seriously?
Smash it with Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor.
Look at the footwork.
Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Smash it!
Make the call and ask your doctor if Jublia is right for you.
New larger size, now available.
When you're waiting for summer, every second feels like an eternity. So when it finally arrives, make every second count on a Sea-Doo watercraft. With 14 models to choose from and starting at just $49.99, there's a Sea-Doo that's right for you. At the Countdown to Summer sales event, get up to a 5-year warranty or save up to $1,000. But hurry, this offer ends May 31st. Go to Sea-Doo.com or your local dealer for details.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with K9 Advantix 2. Its broad spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. K9 Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Hey everybody, I'm Julianne Hough. When your face is broken out and nothing you try is working, you feel out of control. I know I did. But now, there's an exciting breakthrough from America's #1 acne brand. It's called Proactiv Plus. What does the plus mean? It means more. More medicine that now works even faster, and more skin-loving ingredients to visibly address dark marks, oily shine, redness, and enlarged pores, giving you skin that's not only clear, but bright, beautiful, and younger looking too.
Introducing Proactiv Plus, our breakthrough combination of smarter acne medicine plus ultra-perfecting skincare. The results will amaze you.
The results were crazy incredible. My skin was getting brighter, my breakouts were clearing up. I don't think my skin has ever looked this good.
It's the best Proactiv ever, and the buzz is off the charts.
I love Proactiv Plus. My pores look smaller now, way smaller, and my skin feels velvety, smooth, and moisturized.
Proactiv Plus gives you one solution, so many amazing results. Acne medicine and skincare this good could cost over $200. But call now and get Proactiv Plus not for $200, not $100, but for the special introductory price of just $19.95. And if you order now, you get free shipping.
You deserve to feel confident with skin that's more beautiful than you ever dreamed possible. And now you can with Proactiv Plus.
Act fast and call 1-800-382-0753 to receive a deluxe trio. They're the doctor's special extras for gorgeous skin. Yours free. Imagine all this, a $105 value for the limited introductory price of just $19.95.
Proactiv Plus really is awesome. It really does work.
Guaranteed to give you clear, flawless-looking skin or your money back. Call 1-800-382-0753 now.
Control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with rain and windy conditions. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early, low 70. Chance of rain, 60%. Wednesday, morning thunderstorms, high 81. Chance of rain, 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow morning, severe storms ramping up. We'll track the disturbance across the central and southern plains, bringing a tornado threat on Wake Up with Al and AMHQ tomorrow morning at 5, only on the Weather Channel.
This is Weather Center Live, and this is some lightning illuminating the sky here in Omaha. What a display.
Crackling across the sky. Now, that storm system also brought quarter-size hail and about 25-mile-per-hour winds. We've got more storms and more scenes like this in store for the rest of the week. This is all part of a very slow-moving system rolling right across the central section of the country. Thanks for staying with us here on Weather Center Live. I'm Jen Carfagno.
And I'm Chris Warren. Two big stories that we're following right now. The possibility of something in the tropics. The possibility of a cyclone developing in the coming days.
Possibly getting a name.
Possibly. Yeah, it could be a first name storm of the season, which would be an early start. Also, a multi-day severe weather threat that we're following.
It started, yes, it really started Sunday, but continues again today as we look for the risk of thunderstorms, possible severe weather, hail, damaging winds. We are looking at the chance for some of those storms to have tornadoes, although the Torcon is a 3, so it's a 3 out of 10 chance for storms here, Chris, that may see tornadic activity.
All right, so we are looking again at days and days of some storms, and right there in the Panhandle does include Amarillo, Texas today. You're going to see that threat for storms, some heavy rain early on, and then by lunchtime, better chance for storms into the evening hours. And then as things cool off a bit, you're going to have decreasing chance for some of the strong storms. In fact, just a few clouds by about midnight or so. Here's what's happening into the later portion of the week. This area of low pressure spinning some disturbances around it with some of that moisture in place, setting the scene for day after day of some storms. So you have this very warm, moist air coming in, one of the main ingredients here for these storms. And with that slow moving low, we're going to see that chance for storms developing again day after day. So we're going to take you through time right now. This is around lunchtime today here in the central time zone, as we're going to see some of these storms in the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. Also, we're going to see some rain in parts of Colorado. Now we're about 2 o'clock now. You still have this moist air coming in, and out ahead of that, you have those storms developing, or in that you have these storms developing into Kansas, now into Nebraska. By later on tonight, could see a line of storms forming, at least compared with this computer model showing that happening here. This is a look at all of the rain that's going to come down associated with some of these storms. And in general, what we're looking at here is sort of that bullseye, or the concentration of some of the heaviest rain, where we're going to see some of the heaviest storms day after day. So through Friday, about 3 to 5 inches of rain will be a possibility in many parts of Oklahoma. And as you look now at Texas into New Mexico, what we also have here is that flash flood watch that's currently in effect, because we know, Jen, a lot of these storms can dump a lot of water in a short amount of time, leading to some of that flash flooding.
You know, there's still an area that we need the rainfall, though. It's just going to be too much at once, right? We still have a lot of drought to talk about in parts of the plains, but then we look at where we're going to see storms, and it will bring some much needed rain, but it may bring too much, as Chris talked about, and it may bring severe weather. For tomorrow, we continue the threat, and the red zone goes from Nebraska through Kansas all the way down into Texas. Hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, all going to be threats. Lightning, a threat as well. But there is that tornado risk, and it's a 3 in central Nebraska. We go down into Oklahoma. It's a 4 from central Kansas, really, into central Oklahoma. And in Texas, it's a 3 on the Torcon in central Texas. That's tomorrow's risk area. And a lot of the same things that we're looking at today are going to be there tomorrow, but we'll add even a little more energy to the whole system that we're watching. So these are all the ingredients we have in place. We've got our subtropical jet, which is bringing in a lot of moisture and a little bit of upper level energy, plenty of moisture with those surface winds coming out of the south and bringing in that Gulf moisture. Area of low pressure coming in over the Four Corners. That into to really tomorrow and Thursday starts to develop here right across the high plains. We have that dry line at play, which will act as one of the triggers to get air rising and get thunderstorms going. And we're going to be watching for today into tomorrow the risk for severe weather. Texas, Oklahoma. We see how it expands into tomorrow. And as we get you into your Thursday as well, we're going to see more active weather across a lot of the very same areas. So in terms of where we could see thunderstorms, by Thursday, we bring back in Minneapolis and Minnesota all the way back down into Texas and Louisiana. So that's the area to watch for today in severe weather. But Chris, it's not the only game in town, actually.
No, there's not. I mean, we look across the country, there are a lot of spots that will have a chance for some of the storms caused by different features in the atmosphere. We have this backdoor cold front that's going to bring some of the storms into the northeast, mid-Atlantic here. As we look at Washington, D.C., your forecast for today, it's going to be warm. You call that hot, 87 degrees. It's going to be hot today. Chance for some storms for you, hit or miss storms. And then watching the potential for some afternoon storms again tomorrow. And it's still going to be rather on the warm side, mid-80s for D.C., so mid to upper 80s the next couple of days. Here's a look at that cold front as it moves to the southeast. That's going to help trigger some of these storms, and we're going to watch these storms developing through midweek, and we're going to have that moisture riding right along that front, so it's going to have that very warm, and at times it'll feel humid, and you're going to kind of have that vibe that there's going to be maybe some storms later on, and it's that cold front that's going to help trigger some of that. So here's Philadelphia, not quite in it, but you can see between Philadelphia down into D.C., including Maryland, chance for some storms, and again, better chance tomorrow for many of these locations. And then we get up into New York and northern New Jersey, chance for some showers. Also the possibility for some thunderstorms all the way over, more spotty around the Great Lakes, but still a possibility. Rain not as intense as what we're expecting in the middle part of the country, but within some of these storms, you can see a very quick and heavy downpour of rain that can make things difficult when you're driving. Jen?
Oh, for sure. Chris, thank you. So we've got hurricane specialist Michael Lowry with us now to talk about what could happen off the southeastern coast. And Michael, we were going to get the hurricanes hunters in. They'll be joining us next hour to give their perspective, because they are planning potentially to fly into this.
Yeah, that's what they're scheduled to do.
Yes.
Is come tomorrow morning. They're going to take their first mission into a possible tropical system. A little ways to go yet before we get there, Jim. But in the last hour, the Hurricane Center updating their 5-day odds of this developing to 40%. So there's a medium chance that we could get some sort of tropical, or as we were saying, subtropical development from this, all coming from this area of unsettled weather down here over the Bahamas.
So what is it right now?
Right now, it's just a trough of low pressure. And what I've been looking for all morning is, are those pressures falling appreciably down here? And they haven't, which is good. The longer this takes to organize, the better for us, honestly. 1,018, I think, was the lowest pressure that I've seen so far over the Bahamas.
It's almost a high.
Not much to write home about. We did have some pressures, 1,017 earlier here over parts of Cuba. All of that, though, moving off to the northwest. But again, 1,017 and now 1,018 is what I found. So the pressures have actually come up a little bit.
So there's an old front, and you can't really pick it out anymore, but across that area, the same, you remember last week we had all that flooding in Key West? That area, that old front, is sort of in the region.
Yes.
So will that be a focus?
Well, that's where it is right now. And like you were saying, it was really the whole cold front that pushed down across Florida is what sparked all of this unsettled weather. But that whole area of low pressure, it's really the front at this point is just washed away. And so what's left is all of that weather. And it's really the weather in the upper levels, Jen. There's a lot going on at the upper levels of the atmosphere that are going to help to trigger additional showers. But once you get the convection there, you would expect the pressures to lower. So we feel pretty confident we're going to get a surface low that comes out of this, either sometime tomorrow or during the day on Thursday.
And so it is possible that a regular old surface low could gain some kind of subtropical or tropical characteristics.
Well, and here's the concern, is that there's a big blocking ridge of high pressure that's going to set up here by Thursday into Friday. Normally this time of year, you have cold fronts that come through, pick up these systems, slingshot them out to sea. Not going to happen with this one, and it's going to be sitting over very, very, very warm waters here for probably 2-3 days. So you have the waters there at the surface, you have the upper level pattern helping this system out. There's a good chance that we could get a subtropical or tropical system here.
In terms of impacts to the southeastern states?
At the end of the day, really, I think we're looking at a rain, wind, rough seas, and rip current event here across the southeast coast.
I know surfers are already eyeing this up, southeastern coast. Michael, thank you. Chris.
And as Michael just mentioned, no matter what happens, whatever develops, we're already seeing some of the impacts along parts of the East Coast, along with the dangerous rip currents. Where it's going to be the most dangerous coming up.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with rain and windy conditions. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 70. Chance of rain 60%. Wednesday, morning thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust, with stain and sealer in one, and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
It's a beautiful day to use Thompson's Water Seal.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event now through June 1st, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and receive your first 2 months payments on us, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
And just like that, the snow is gone. And parkas become jackets. And sweaters go down for a long nap. And off you go. And your backyard gets a whole lot bigger. And you're running and climbing. And your gear gets lighter and trimmer and fitter and smarter. And now every frozen second spent willing this day to come is just a warm, fading memory.
Heartburn.
Did someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Relief Chews. They work just as fast and are proven to taste better than Tums Smoothies assorted fruit.
Amazing.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Now with a full line of independent rear suspension options, the Foreman, Rubicon, and Rancher automatic DCT models are equally ready to work and have fun. Part of the growing ATV family from Honda. Now get low fixed financing rates plus up to $500 in bonus bucks during the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
The FDA issued a public notice to doctors and patients concerning serious injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, and bladder sling. Please call now if you had one of these devices implanted in the last 5 years. You may be entitled to a cash award. If you had a transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bladder sling in the last 5 years,
please call 1-866-686-7952 now.
So we are tracking what could be soon the 40th tropical or subtropical system to form before June the 1st.
And regardless of whether or not a cyclone forms or not, there will be impacts, including an increased threat for rip currents. And meteorologist Mike Seidel is live in Fort Lauderdale with a look at what looks like a rather rough ocean behind you. Mike, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, it's surf's up here, Lauderdale beaches. Thank goodness it's a bad beach day. We've had a lot of runners up and down A1A and Las Olas Boulevard. This is, by the way, this is where I used to hang out on spring break in the 70s. Boy, a lot of memories flooding back. None that I can share with you on the air, of course. Seaweed, look at the seaweed coming in with high tide, and look at the erosion we've had since the weekend with that northeast wind. As I walk up the hill here, this is about a 3-foot drop. It's not a sharp cut, it's a gradual cut. And you know, over time, the ocean will bring the sand back in. Let me show you what they were doing, though, a little after sunrise this morning here on these beautiful beaches. They had their beach cleaning machines out, trying to get the seaweed up, and then more came in. I mean, it's just a continuous battle. Haven't seen any man of wars, but the rip currents are out here, and the lifeguards are not going to let you go in the water. They've got the red flags up this morning. So, Jen, the rip current issue continues, along with the risk of showers, maybe some thunderstorms. We've had scattered showers across South Florida, something they do need here in this area because deficits are running as much as 4 inches or more over in Naples in the southwest part of the state. They've had just over half of their average for 2015.
It's been hot and dry, Mike, hot and dry. We've got some stats that, you know, April, folks think it was warm, but we can prove to you that it was the hottest on record for a number of cities. Daytona, Melbourne, Vero Beach, all hottest on record. Orlando, second hottest.
Yeah, so as Mike mentioned, some of that rain, maybe not welcome for tourists.
No, but
it's been abnormally dry in a lot of spots.
Yeah, we've got the yellow, which means abnormally dry, and then that brownish color, moderate drought in South Florida. We're just getting into the rainy season. That's the thing. I mean, we typically go into the rainy season running a little dry. But here we go. Rain
right
coming back
Wednesday.
in. All right, Mike, so we do have showers coming in. That might actually keep people off the beach as well, which would be just as well, because we're expecting these higher surf and rip currents to be with us for a couple of days.
Yeah, they're going to continue up today. It's hard to hear you out here. I apologize. They're going to continue up today. They may extend the rip current warning into tomorrow. Let's take a wide shot. You can get an idea of the surf and how it looks like a churned up bathtub from the camera up on top of the Courtyard Marriott here on A1A. And you can actually see us in the background down here on the beach. And you can see how rough the surf is up and down the east coast of Florida. And we don't even have a storm yet. So this gives you an idea what happens when you have this persistent onshore flow. And Jen Carfagno, I found two gentlemen that are cut from the same cloth as you, young lady, because on a day like today, you would be out on the beach. Look at these guys out here. Are you working on your tan? There. Oh, wait a minute. Give me this. No, not this. They've got the NOAD 30 SPF, so they're ready to go just in case there's one ray of sunshine today out here on the beaches of Broward and Miami-Dade counties. Jen?
You are completely right.
You'd be out here if you were paying big bucks to stay here.
Mike. I would totally be out there on the beach here. If there's a ray of sunshine, I will find it. All right, Mike Seidel, thank you. That was great.
All right, let's take a look at how to survive rip currents.
You're enjoying a warm and sunny day at the beach, and the water looks perfect. The warning signs? Those are for inexperienced swimmers. You know how to handle yourself. Or so you think. As you swim out, you feel an invisible force pulling you out to sea. And it's not letting go. It's a deadly rip current. Do you know how to survive this lethal scourge in the surf? Think fast. Do you A. Give yourself a fighting chance by swimming back toward the beach? B. Swim parallel to the shore until you're free of the current? Or C. Tread water and wait for the tide to carry you to calmer waters? Your life may depend on your answer.
Need brakes? Pep Boys has the best brake service at the best price. Right now, get $50 off instantly on our Precision Match brake service with state-of-the-art on-car rotary surfacing exclusively at Pep Boys. Trust the boys to get you there.
Let's do this. We start here, talk to her, pick up some of that, a few of those. Okay, a lot of those. Then dirt, plants, water, just a little time, and then boom. Spring. Big time. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere. 1 quart Vigoril annuals now for just $10. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
We travel to connect those places separated by distance. Sometimes we measure this distance in miles. Other times, by the markers of our history. And then there are those journeys we take to connect the greatest distance of all, the expanse between two souls, held together by the hands of time. Find something more in Illinois.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still in school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. It was a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come. Currently in our area, 74 degrees with rain and windy conditions. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 70. Chance of rain 60%. Wednesday, morning thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
There's a hot offer for heartburn sufferers. Now try Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com. Hurry, it's free this week only. No pill relieves heartburn faster. Get Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com.
Fact. Advil is not only strong, it's gentle on your body too. No wonder doctors and patients have trusted Advil for their tough pains for over 30 years. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu Super Strength Cream.
It gets down deep to soothe my muscles and joints.
And it's odor-free. It works fast.
And you won't stink.
Got those two, couple of these, that's
well.
Right now, PetSmart has great deals on select toys and treats you and your kids love. Because pethood's better with a partner.
Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Phillips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against these occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Phillips.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
At The Watershed, we believe in recovery. We believe that every alcoholic and addict deserves the opportunity to be healed. Our team of addiction professionals will address the underlying causes of your addiction while treating you with dignity and respect. We've helped thousands of patients recover from this seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. Addicts can recover. Addicts do recover. No matter how hopeless the situation seems, the time to get help is now. Call The Watershed today.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
It was right on top of us. And then it hit. And we took it to the edge. Didn't give up.
Chris, have you noticed how awesome that full moon has been? It's been amazing.
It has been amazing.
Look at this amazing picture. This was Myrtle Beach, South Carolina last night. Snyderman Photos snapped this. I mean, just a gorgeous glow in the sky from the moon, the full flower moon.
Pretty cool.
This is a great picture, too.
Now, Myrtle Beach, we are keeping an eye on you for possibly some more rain associated with what could be a cyclone coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, could be a tropical, could be a subtropical, could just be a regular low pressure system. But Myrtle Beach, we're watching your weather very closely in the coming days.
We are also, there's a lot of weather to be watching out for in the middle of the country. Jen, when you look at this, Oklahoma City, every single day there's a chance for a thunderstorm.
Oh, if you need an idea for Mom for Mother's Day, maybe rain boots, a new umbrella. At this point, we will be talking canoes. I mean, right? We got a lot of rain.
Activities.
A lot of rain in the forecast.
Yeah, and with temperatures in the upper 70s, chance for some storms will be with you. And this is generally the area in the coming days. So we're going to see day after day of storms. So we're already looking ahead here to the weekend. This is Saturday. Chance for some strong storms at times. But the threat for storms does go all the way into the northeast.
Yeah, we are going to see some, rain at anything will affect your plans out there in the northeast, but there could be some thunderstorms. The real risk for severe weather is going to be here across the high plains. We'll see a 4 on the Torcon from western parts of Kansas right back down into the Texas Panhandle.
So again, this is a tornado threat that we're going to be following in addition to the other threats that come with some of these strong storms Saturday. And then again on Mother's Day on Sunday, chance for storms. Now some of the strong ones possibly as far east as Indianapolis.
All right, so things actually look even more developed by the time we get to this point. And we do think there's going to be a lot of activity. A 4 on the Torcon, southeast Nebraska, northern Missouri, all the way into parts of Iowa too.
All right, so we are looking at the threat for some more storms. We're also keeping an eye on the beaches, especially along the East Coast. And before the break, we asked you what you would do if you were caught in a rip current and getting pulled out to sea.
Time now to check your answer to So You Think You'd Survive.
Underestimating a rip can be fatal. And that's something you are discovering the hard way. You're caught in the clutches of a rip current. So what do? 2 of these options can save your life. But your best shot at survival is B, swim parallel to the shore until you're free of the rip.
If you find yourself caught in a rip current, first thing you do not panic. If you're near the shore and see the lifeguard, signal and scream for help.
Once you've kind of realized what's happening, and if you can swim parallel shore, swim to the sides, you're going to end up usually on some sort of a sandbar, or at least near a sandbar or somewhere shallower where you might be able to touch. You're also going to have waves that are going to push you in. And so use those waves to help push you back into shore. Don't fight those.
But if the current is too strong, you have another choice. C, tread water and ride it out.
If you're not a good swimmer, treading water is the most important thing.
Allow the rip current to move you and move gradually off to the side. They last several hundred yards, but what you'll find is that the rip current will eventually weaken.
You're going to go past the wave zone, perhaps, but you're at least going to be safe if you're treading water.
Or turn around on your back, too. You know, my kids are in swim lessons, right? And that's what they teach them. Like, if you feel like you can't swim any farther, just float on your back. That's the easy way to get a break.
And when you relax, especially when in salty water, you're pretty buoyant.
It's true.
You know, it doesn't take a lot of effort to stay afloat. And so just kind of know your boundaries. And this is what a rip current is.
You know, they say don't panic. I know it's hard not to panic, right? But if you understand what's happening, I think it makes it easier. And so what happens basically is you get the water near the shore that rises up and it creates this pressure gradient. It's sort of like, you know, how the air works, but with water. You can really feel the power of it. And you get this rush of water that gets back towards the shore.
Yeah, and
that's
then
back out to sea.
Right, and sometimes you can see the rip current because it'll put like kind of a break in the waves that are coming on shore because it's going out.
Well, a lot of times this might be the place that you think you might want to go in, right? Because there's not big breaking waves because the water's getting pulled out very quickly.
Right, so that's what you have to be careful of. But again, you go parallel to shore, get out of the actual rip current, and then you swim back.
Yeah, and a lot of times there'll be another current inbound that will help you get back in too.
Yeah. All right, Weather Center Live, we're back at the top of the hour. We're checking out what's on land as far as where we're seeing some storms and what's out to sea, something in the tropics.
Yep, we also have that severe weather to talk about in many states all week long, and that also includes a threat for dangerous flooding. We'll look at who needs to be on alert. We are back in 60 seconds right after your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with showers. Today, thunderstorms likely. High 78. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 70. Chance of rain 60%. Wednesday, morning thunderstorms. High 81. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Chris Warren.
And I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. A busy week already, and there's a lot more in store. We've got several states with the threat of severe weather in the coming days. And I also have something in the Atlantic, Chris,
That's right.
which could get a name.
The tropical impact, something that we're watching here. We're going to show you what's going on with something that we are watching that could develop possibly into a cyclone in the next couple of days.
We're also going to keep an eye on the waters. Regardless of what happens there, we are going to look at the rip current risk that is going to be increasing in the coming days. It actually starts today in one spot, so we'll take you there and show you what's happening and let you know what you need to do if you get caught in a rip current, how to survive.
And then storms for days. That's right, some of the same areas threatened by hail, more of this, flooding rain, possibly tornadoes, all in store for several states this week. The timing, plus an early look at the Mother's Day weekend coming up.
All right, we begin today, though, with this possible cyclone developing in the Atlantic. So if this becomes tropical or subtropical and gets a name, that would be something that we haven't seen in 3 years. It's not unprecedented, but it has happened. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened certainly in May, which is pre-season to the start of the hurricane season on June the 1st. For more on this, let's go over to Chris Warren and Michael Lowry.
Yeah, hurricane specialist Michael Lowry is here keeping an eye on this. And first you have to see what do we have right now. And then the next question is, what's it going to become?
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of time to talk about this. So we really should start with what we're looking at right now, which is really just unsettled weather. You saw some pictures from Florida. It's sort of loosely tied to this whole system. It's a broad area of low pressure down there. Very brisk easterly winds there against the coast is what's creating the rip currents. But it's this broad area of low pressure that's going to pull north and eventually we think form a surface area of low pressure. But this is what I'm watching right now. Okay, what we're looking for are pressure falls in this area, Chris, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of pressure falls quite yet. 1,020, 1,000, they haven't been falling. That's what we're looking for, a trend of that, and it hasn't happened yet, but we do think that's going to happen at some point, especially if you continue to get the showers and thunderstorms like you're getting there over parts of the Bahamas and South Florida.
But the forecast models, despite the fact that you don't see a lot right now, are picking up on something.
They are, and again, eventually we will get an area of low pressure. We are very confident with that. The question becomes, what happens to this area of low pressure? Does it become a tropical system? Does it stay non-tropical and just bring some winds and some rainfall to the coast? Or does it become subtropical, sort of merging the two? What we know is it's going to move north, at least initially, because of this high pressure. The ridge of high pressure off to the east, but the jet stream is going to kind of buckle up out west, and that's going to make this high pressure sort of curve in over the system. It's going to block it from going northward. Can't go north, it can't go east. It's going to sit over the Gulf Stream, and at that point, Thursday and Friday is when we think there's some possibility for tropical or subtropical development.
All right, hurricane specialist Michael Lowry, thank you. Let's go back to Jen.
All right, guys, thank you. So the southeast coast on alert, potentially some higher winds, the dangerous waves, and rip currents as we track that low developing in the Atlantic. We've got meteorologist Mike Seidel in Fort Lauderdale this morning. And, you know, Mike, the concern for you right now is just the east wind. Bringing in those waves and the rip current risk here. You know what I say, nothing good about the east wind.
No, nothing. It's an eroding wind, an east and northeast wind on the east coast. So we've lost a good deal of beach here. It's a sloping drop of about 3 feet. And we still have the rip currents. We've had those all weekend. So that's the biggest threat right here. We're going to get some much needed rain. But, you know, even on bad beach days, we find people that come out to the beach. It's a little light rain right now, but we've got Sergio and Jorge Como. A couple of guys out here on the beach. You don't miss a minute of rain or sun, huh?
No. Never do. We never do. This is like, the best that you can do out here in Florida. And, as you can see, it's not raining. And our motto is a bad day here beats the hell out of staying home.
De acuerdo. I agree. And you're from Chicago, yeah. So you had a rough winter. Well, every winter for folks down in Florida would be considered rough.
Right. This is a lot nicer than up there, and also beats looking at Lake Michigan.
Why is that?
Well, because it's nicer. The air is fresher.
There's a difference between the sea air and the salt air and the lake air, huh?
Right.
And you're a local. You've been here since '96. You've been through Wilma and Katrina.
Yes.
Your thoughts and concerns on what may develop in the next couple of days?
Well, there's always a concern that there may be something that's happening and that's building out there and going on. But having lived through Katrina and Wilma and this is like a little skirmish for us. So we're good. We're out here. We're enjoying it. We're having a good time. So we're fine.
Okay, excellent, guys. Well, enjoy.
Thank you very much.
And let's go back to Jen Carfagna, who would like to be out here under this umbrella despite the rain. Jen?
Oh, I was just thinking, I would pull my chair up, Mike. I'd pull it under the umbrella when it's raining and move it back out in the sand when it stops raining. Mike Seidel, thank you. On the beach out there today, of course, watching that rip current concern, we want to talk about another thing that'll keep folks here inside. And there will be some thunderstorms in Florida today, but across the plains in our country, we've got a lot of thunderstorms, potential severe weather, and a lot of heavy rain. So let's go to Amarillo, Texas. We are looking at more storms again today after a stormy day in the Panhandle yesterday. We've got storms all the way through about 8, 9 o'clock tonight. We get a break overnight, but then you'll see this pattern we are in is a very wet and stormy pattern. So for today, from Amarillo down to Lubbock to Midland, San Angelo, Del Rio, again in the red zone. Hail, damaging winds, lightning, heavy rain, all going to be a concern. New update just in is that we have upped our Torcon now from 3 to 4. So we're thinking that there's actually a little bit of a higher risk today than yesterday. Western Texas, a 4 on the Torcon, which is a 4 out of 10 risk of tornadoes forming in that area. So let's time it out for you. We'll show you how the thunderstorms are expected to pan out based on one of our models. As you can see, we've got thunderstorms expected through the afternoon in the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma, some showers and storms up into Kansas as well. Colorado, eastern Colorado will see some thunderstorm potential here as well. But into the evening, watch for some thunderstorms still bubbling up here across central Texas. In Dallas today, we've got the chance of thunderstorms. We were sort of in a break here yesterday. We're not going to escape it today. We've got thunderstorms in the area. So other spots to watch will be Oklahoma City. You can see we've got thunderstorms expected for you maybe at midnight tonight. Let's look at your forecast. We've got thunderstorms possible today, but also Wednesday and Thursday, Chris, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And again, and again, and again. Lots going on. And again, some of these storms are going to be strong.
And even severe. So today is really just the start of this multi-day severe weather threat. So coming up, where scenes like this will take place and how we could see a possible outbreak on Wednesday.
I've got plans. And this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
Hey ladies, you love it. You gotta have it.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because that cinnamon and sugar is so irresistible. Everybody craves those crazy squares.
Red Nose Day is coming.
Red Nose Day is when the biggest stars get together for a night of fun and laughs.
It's an epic event
to raise money for children worldwide.
It's for the kids.
Get your nose into it. Red Nose Day is coming live Thursday, May 21st, 8, 7 Central on NBC.
Can you tell I got a nose job?
Currently in our area, 74 degrees with showers. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 77. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, thunderstorms early. Low 70. Chance of rain 80%. Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 82. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow morning, severe storms ramping up. We'll track the disturbance across the central and southern plains, bringing a tornado.